All right, so let's talk.
All right.
What's going on in real estate?
Well, let's talk about out-of-state buyers.
Okay, let's talk about out-of-state buyers.
So out-of-state buyers, we've dealt with a lot of out-of-state buyers, given that we've had our business in Arizona and Florida, and there's a lot of people moving there, a lot of people retiring there, a lot of people buying second homes there. So an out-of-state buyer is very common to have to deal with for any agent. And one of the great things about today's technology is that you can actually service these clients pretty well remotely, and they don't have to fly in every weekend to look at properties, but they can get a fairly good understanding of the properties that are available and what they like prior to coming down to see the properties in person. So you have to use technology to your advantage to be able to give these clients the best possible service. Out-of-state clients are excellent because they are extremely loyal. They typically don't know local realtors. Their cousin's friend or a mom in the PTA or, some remote relative or their boyfriend or girlfriend is probably not going to be a realtor servicing that area because their sphere of influence is local. It usually creates a lot of loyalty if you're able to give them excellent service and really provide added value and explain to them that you're going to make this a very smooth and efficient process for them, and you can get pretty far along in identifying the right property or a short list of them before they really even need to physically come visit the state. And one way of doing that is walkthrough videos. And we perfected the process of walkthrough videos over time. We started with pretty clunky, videos and you had to download them to your device before you could even watch them. And then we kind of over time figured out a way to make them really smooth and a great experience for the buyer. And we got to a point where the experience of a walkthrough video was so similar to actually having walked through the house that a lot of our clients started asking for the videos even if they were physically present. And one of the reasons is that a benefit of a video versus a FaceTime is you can watch it as many times as you want. Because if you just do a walkthrough in person or via FaceTime and you leave the property and let's say you go see 3 others, one, they're going to start meshing in your head and you're not going to be able to figure out what's what and, what was the countertop color in that particular house, or what was the kitchen layout. It's really useful for you to have a video to go back to and go like, there's the countertop material. Oh, it was white. I got this mixed up with another one. Also getting a good feel of the flow of the home by going through the video multiple times. It's a great advantage. And I had clients back in the day who bought a house. It was a $2 million house in Scottsdale, and they bought it without ever seeing it while being in Spain. And they had watched this video probably close to 100 times by closing.
So what does that look like when you are doing a walkthrough video? Do I need $10,000 worth of equipment? Can I do it on my smartphone?
You can do it on your smartphone. I do recommend that you get a gimbal, which makes the movements a lot smoother than if you're just walking around. There's going to be, like when you step, there's going to be a bounce to the video. Smoothing it out with a gimbal is the cheapest option. There's also a little teeny tiny camera called DJI Pocket. And the DJI Pocket is already on a gimbal. It's extremely small. It's effective. You can plug in your phone to have a larger screen on it. But what you want to do when you're walking through the home is you want to look up and down, show the light fixtures, show what the flooring looks like. If you see anything that is a deterrent, like a hole in the wall, show the hole in the wall. Make sure that the client is seeing what you're seeing. I like to put the camera over the wall, over the fence, to show what's on the other side. Not in an intrusive way to look at your neighbors, but more of, hey, this backs onto a road, or, this backs onto a wash, or whatever it may be that's behind the wall that they won't be able to see because they're not there. They can't, they can't control jumping up right where the wall is. So you want to make sure you're taking a look at it. You're looking at the pool surface and what condition it's in. And another thing that they're going to trust you with is the things you can't see on the video. For example, if there's road noise, you want to make sure that you're paying attention to that when you're in the backyard, because when you send the video, you're probably going to add a little bit of music to it or something, because it's kind of awkward to just have your steps going and you're like screeching when you're opening doors and all that stuff. So you're probably going to add some music, but you want to point out if there's any road noise that you were able to hear. Also, another thing is smell. Sometimes, you'll notice you'll go into a garage and you're like, it smells really wonky in here. There's a lot of moisture. There's possibly mold. That's certainly things you want to point out to your buyer, because they can't smell it because they're looking at a video, and you don't want them flying in, after they fall in love with this house, walking in going like, why didn't you tell me it smells like mold in here? If you talk them out of it because there's something wrong with it, and you tell them, straight up like, hey, I don't think this is a great property because of XYZ, or I think it's overpriced, I ran the numbers on it, or whatever it is, they're going to trust you. So when the right property does come along and you say, this is a fantastic property, they've already seen how you're pointing out things that will deter them from buying, because you can't trick somebody into buying a house. They're going to fly down to see it anyway.